Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me. In my last video, I shared with you this really fun one sheet wonder project using one single-sided 12 by 12 paper, and it was a fun project to make. If you missed the video, I'll link it down below if you wanted to see how I've made one, or if you wanted to have a go and make one of these. It's a great size. It has a couple of tuck pockets, and there is a large envelope style pocket on this side here. And in that video, I shared with you another one sheet wonder project. It's a 3-piece set that fits comfortably in this pocket. So I wanted to show you the measurements in this video if you also wanted to make that set to add into this folio if you had already made one. So it's a fun project. It's got a couple of pockets here and one tuck pocket on this side, and then there is this a larger envelope style pocket with a closure, and I use a Velcro dot. And inside here is the one sheet wonder using another single-sided 12 by 12 paper, and you can make this really fun planner set or journal set. It's got a little mini coin envelope, or just a little mini envelope, and this is the planner, which I'll show you, and this is the envelope. So I'll just show you how it looks like. And this is the one that I done for the tutorial. If you wanted to see how it looks without all the goodies inside. It's got a nice large opening, you can see there. And there is no wastage to make this. Every piece of paper gets used. So that's that. Now the 3-piece set that I'm also made to fit inside is this one. So that was that coin envelope. And this is the fun envelope. I love making these envelopes, and I've made these in all different sizes. If you've watched some of my videos, you're probably familiar with this one. So I wanted to do another one in a different size so it would fit in here, and give you that measurement. And this is the journal or notebook cover, and I just used some crochet string. I didn't do any decorating because I wanted to show you how to, just so you can see how it looks like. So it opens this way, and there is like a file tab, sort of a cover. I love making my covers with this file tab. It's just a fun way to decorate the way it looks, and then you can also add a label here. You can date it or title what the journal is called. And all I've done was just added some photocopying paper, which I just cut it to fit inside the cover, and then just folding it in half. And then I pierced 2 holes and threaded the crochet string over twice through the hole, and having the 2 tails at the end. And then I just sort of folded, tied over, and then that just sort of creates my closure in the front, and just by tying that up into a knot and a bow, and that will become my closure. So that's how I've done that. So I'm going to give you the measurements for the folio and a couple of different ways you could change this up. So I'm going to grab my 12 by 12. So all you want is one piece of single-sided 12 by 12 paper. You can use double-sided paper if you like. So there's you can also do that, but if you have a lot of single-sided 12 by 12 papers, this is a fun project. And the papers I used were by Schimmel, Main Character Energy. So they're the papers I used. And this is such a great little set. It will also make a great gift set for a teacher's gift, for a friend that does some journaling or planning, or just a lovely little stationery set that you can stack them this way and add some nice ribbon and wrap it up in some nice wrapping paper, and it makes a lovely gift, or for craft fairs, or just for yourself. Okay, so I have here my 12 by 12 paper, and we're going to make, we're going to cut it into 3 pieces. So the first thing we're going to do is cutting it in half. So we have one piece at 6 by 12 inches. So I'm just going to line my paper at 6 inches, and I've got a paper that has no directional pattern. which will make it easy. So I'm just going to cut the first piece at 6 inches. So now I have one piece at 6 inches by 12 inches. This next piece, I'm going to turn this around and line it on the 9-inch side. And we're going to cut that at 9 by 6 inches. So there you go. So now we have this piece at 6 inches by 9 inches. And then we have another little piece at 3 inches by 6 inches. And so they're the 3 pieces that we need. And so what we'll do first, we'll score all the papers first, so that way we've done all the scoring. And then what we'll do is I'm going to start with the little piece first. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to line it on the 3-inch side. Some of you may have already seen me make these in my past videos, but I thought I'll just do it in this video again for those that may have not seen it. So on the 3-inch side, we're going to score at 1/4 of an inch both sides. And so I'm going to go 1/4 of an inch all the way down. And I'm just going to turn this around and do the same on the other side at 1/4 of an inch. And now I'm just going to turn it to the 6-inch side, and we're going to score at 2 1/4 inches and 5 inches. So it's 2 1/4 inches and 5 inches. So that's for the envelope. We'll grab the next piece that's at 6 inches by 9 inches. And we're going to line that paper on the 6-inch side, and we're going to do the same, and we're going to score it the same going in, but this time at 1/2 an inch on both sides. So I'm going to go 1/2 an inch all the way down, and the other side. And now I'm going to turn it around on the 9-inch side, and we're going to score at 2 1/4 of an inch and 7 1/2 inches. So it's 2 1/4 inches and 7 1/2 inches. And that's for the envelope. And the last piece, the large piece, and that's at 12 inches by 6 inches. What we might do, okay, yeah, we'll do that. All right, we'll line it on the 12-inch side, and we're going to score at 4 3/4 inches. That's 4 3/4 and 9 3/4. Oops, 9 3/4 of an inch. Just ignore that score line. So it was 4 3/4 inches and 9 3/4 of an inch. And now I'm just going to grab my paper trimmer so we can make that file tab. So this is the journal cover or notebook cover. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it around this way now. So now we've got the shorter part with that score line on the right, and this is the wider part with that score line. What I'm going to do is, what you want to do here is you're just going to go in about 1/2 an inch, and you're going to cut up about halfway and stop halfway. So I'm just going to use my trimmer for this one. So I'm going to go in at 1/2 an inch. Just going to stop about there. So you can see that's where I've stopped. And I'm just going to cut down here on an angle. This is another project you may have seen me make a few times as well. So that's how I've got that. And I'm going to corner around this corner. And then you can see it looks like a tab shape. And I'm also going to corner around these 2 corners. So now that's the way it looks. I'm going to turn it back this way. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to fold this piece over to the front. And this will be the cover. You can see now we've got the file tab there. And then this piece, we're going to fold this in. So So that is this part, so that you just really so you can see. And that is your cover. And then you just add your papers to fit inside, and then you pierce a couple of holes and add your string around it to keep it in place. And this folder here, you can do it two ways. You can have it like I have here with the closure in the front, or you can have it with this part on the inside and then have this as a side tuck pocket by gluing the top and the bottom, and then you've got yourself a nice tuck pocket for your tags, cards, envelopes, or whatever you like to store in there. And then this becomes the cover, and then you can add a sticker and label it, or leave it. You can add a nice dangle by punching a hole here and add a nice dangle to decorate the cover. So that's just another couple of different ways you can decide to make your journal cover. So that one's done. Now we'll move on to the little mini envelope. We'll work on that one. And to do that, so I'm going to turn it this way. You have here the shorter part with that score line, and this is the wider part. We're going to remove this little piece up to that score line, and the same with this side. So starting from this shorter part with the score line, I'm just going to remove that. And the same to the other side. I like making these envelopes too. These are fun. You can make a bunch of these quite easily. And I'm just going to angle cut that one and this side. And you can get your circle punch and create a little notch up there if you wanted to do that. I've got a 1.5 inch circle punch for my one. And then down here, I'm just going to put around these two corners just to tidy up the closure part. So that is how it looks. I'm going to turn it this way. And now we'll just fold these two little flaps in. And we'll bring it up, and that will create a pocket. And then this is your closure, so that just goes in like that. So I'm just going to glue down these two sides, and we can close this up. And then you've got yourself a cute and coordinating envelope to go with your planner or journal notebook cover. So cute, nice and cute. So there is your coordinating envelope. Once that's all dry, I've got the next last piece, and this is for the fun envelope that I love making. This is for the larger size. And what we have here, I'm just going to fold this so you can see the score line, because you've got a score line that's a little bit shorter than this one. This is a little bit deeper or longer. So that's, you want to have the deeper one at the bottom and this shorter one at the top. This is your closure. And what we'll do here is we're going to come across over here, and we're going to cut it in like into a triangle where they cross over at the score line. So I'm just going to go in just a slight little angle cut like that. And the same on the other side. So you want to do that and do the same to this side. And then we've got these two little pieces up here. We're going to remove these two little panels. So we're just going to cut across and up on both sides. turn it this way. So this is how it will look once you've cut all the little pieces out. I'm going to fold these two corners in, or actually we'll fold this piece down first. And we can corner around these two corners. And now we can bring these two pieces in. And we'll corner around those two corners. And now with this piece, we can bring this piece up. I don't have my bone folder here with me. And all we're going to do is we're going to wrap these two sides to the back. And then you can see it's created a pocket. And then this piece is the closure. How simple was that to make? And all we do now is we just glue down these side flaps to secure the pocket. And that's this envelope all done, and you've got your complete 3-piece journal set or journal stationery set. You've got your cover, a large envelope with an opening, and a cute little mini coin envelope. Another project idea using your single-sided 12x12 paper. Make this lovely set, great little gift. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and it was just another fun project that you can add inside one of these. And I will see you all soon in my next video. Bye for now.